What's going on, everybody? I hope and pray that you're having a safe, blessed, joyous, and wonderful day, night, evening, no matter who you are, no matter who you're with. Recognize, baby, that the man with the stutter that's as smooth as butter, man, he's back with the bench. He's back with a vengeance. He's back with an attack. And, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart to everybody, thank you so much for your love. Thank you so much for your support. I'm blown away still from the messages of peace, love, kindness, and graciousness. The fact is that even whenever I am my own worst enemy, I still have people that are in my corner. And I don't know if that's an indictment of things to, I don't know. But the fact is that I'm I'm grateful. I'm extremely grateful, and I figured I would just come on before I go grab the kids from school. Because it's been a fun day so far. Okay, so Warren, hey brother, I hope you're doing phenomenal today, man. I am I ready for Sting's last match? Honestly, I am not ready for Sting's last match. It sucks because one of me and Warren, one of our biggest wrestling heroes, he is actually going to be retiring this weekend at the AEW pay per view called AEW Revolution. It's going to be Darby Allin and Sting versus the Young Bucks. I'll be honest with you, I think the match is going to be fantastic. I think the Young Bucks, they're going to make Sting look like $1,000,000. No pun intended. But I do feel like the storyline, they did what they could with it, but ultimately I feel like it was a little bit lackluster, if you will. It was a little bit lackluster, not due to lack of effort, but ultimately I'm not a fan of the Young Bucks new gimmick of the EVP stuff. I think it's I'll just be blunt with you. I think it's downright stupid. So, but it is what it is. Now, if CM Punk was still within the company, I would understand. Similar to like a Steve Austin versus Vince McMahon um, dichotomy, I guess you could say, like that back and forth goings. Not saying that it's going to be as good because like there's nothing as good as Steve Austin versus Vince McMahon, which in my opinion is one of the greatest rivalries, if not the greatest rivalry in the history of professional wrestling. But the fact is that I think the Young Bucks versus Sting and Darby Allin, like they're going to tear the house down. It's going to be an emotional night for all wrestling fans that love Sting like we do. There's only been a couple times that I've actually the kitty cats. There you go. Oh god, the cat's going back and forth. Anyways, what you call it? There's only like a couple times that I've actually watched wrestling and I've cried. Um, and the thing is that I cried whenever Ric Flair retired. I cried whenever Eddie Guerrero passed away. I cried when Bray Wyatt passed away. And I'll be honest with you, with Sting, I think I might have a tear come down to my eye because not only is he going out in a blaze of glory, but a part of like my fandom is going with him. I mean, and the thing is do I think Sting will still make appearances? Of course. I think he's going to be making appearances within other companies. This is a wild prediction. This is way out there. I don't know Sting's contractual status, but it would be really cool to see Sting at WrestleMania. Before, just saying, because everybody thought WrestleMania 24 was the last match for Ric Flair. And guess what? It wasn't the last match for Ric Flair. He went to TNA, and then he did that horrendous event called Ric Flair's last match. And in my opinion, I think that like that really spat in the face of Shawn Michaels with the wonderful send off that he gave him. But it is what it is, if you will. Which I understand, Ric Flair has to pay 5 separate wives allegedly. So I mean, those ex-wives, like they're not cheap. So I get it. you got to go to work. And whenever like your main skill is wrestling, you got to go with what you know. Here we go. So like Warren said, that day is my 14th wedding anniversary. Very cool, brother. Happy anniversary. I definitely hope and pray for like the continuous fruitful happiness, peace, joy, and excessive overflowing of blessings within your marriage. Because ultimately, I tell people one of the best relationships that you're ever going to have in your life is with your spouse. And you can choose to either let it grow, and you can form it, you can tend to it, and you can let it grow like a beautiful rose plant that can wrap around the building, or you can desert it and you can neglect it and it will wither and die out. Yes, it could still be there, but it might not be in the condition that it could potentially be in because of the effort. So I tell people, I mean, like with marriage, effort is everything. Um, and here we go. We got a couple of weeks before they came back. Didn't Khan remove the Bucks as EVPs on the website? Honestly, Mr. Sim Sim Tablak, I do not know. I'll be blunt with you, my friend. I am not the biggest follower of AEW. Actually, for me, I am more of a if I were to say that I were to follow anything really, I would have to say like the WWE product right now. I and like the truth be told, I don't even sit down and watch full shows anymore. I normally go on YouTube and I catch clips of what happened, because like for me, I just don't have the patience to really sit down and watch like a 3 hour show when maybe at most 3 segments they're going to really catch my attention and really make me want to watch. Because like the thing is that for me, guys, I'm the type of fan to where I love stories, I love characters. I'm not the type to where I gotta go for 5 star Meltzer jerk off classics. I'm not that type of person. Because this is the thing, guys, you can have the most beautiful match in the ring, you can have the most awe-inspiring, jaw-dropping moves that you could handle with your visual cortex. But the fact is that if there's no story behind what's going on in the ring, if there's no conflict between the wrestlers, the characters, then why should I care about the actions they take within the ring? Let me break it down as simple as possible. Let's say that you got a problem like a bully at school, and guess what? One of the ways to take care of him is smack him in the face. Well, if you just randomly walk up to like a random person and you smack them in the face with no real intent because they didn't do anything, how much sense does that make? That's how I see it with wrestling. Here we go. Mr. Toblock, I'm glad I ran into this. I hope to see you more from you, homie. Do your thing. Thank you so much, my friend. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much for stopping in. I'm going to be doing more of my inspired shows. This is going to be little less preachy and like a little bit more hangout. So like we're gonna have fun, and like we're gonna hang loose, so to speak. So thank you so much, my friend, for the kind words. And Mr. Warren said, have you seen the new episodes of Rivalries and Legends on A&E? I have not, actually. I have not had the chance to really catch much of anything lately. I'll be blunt with you guys. This past week I was which I was sick. I had like a really bad stomach bug. I would have to say honestly, it was one of, if not the worst stomach virus I've ever had in my life. That dealing with migraines on top of struggling with, which I had like a really bad manic episode. And the thing is that when it comes to like my mania, normally, which it can last momentarily, it can last for a couple hours, it can last for a couple days, and which it just happened that this past episode it lasted a couple days, and I just want to tell people that you can have everything. You can have you can have you can have spoils of blessings. You could have everything at your fingertips, wife, kids. You could have a good paying job. You could have a successful side job with the radio show like I do, everything, and still think that you're not good enough. And the thing is that, guys, 9 times out of 10, I'm high in the sky happy. I'm thinking to myself, man, I'm so blessed. I'm so unbelievably um, blessed with this stuff. And I don't really question it. I just go with it because I'm a firm believer that if you work hard and you're a good person, good things will come to you. Um, and I know that's been the key for me my whole entire life. Like my dad has said to me, it's as simple as this: you treat others the way that you want to be treated, and while doing so, bust your ass, work hard, because this is the thing: is there's gonna be like a time where like those individuals, they're gonna notice you, and if they have opportunities, you're gonna be one of the first people they think about, and that's happened to me various times within my life. And I just finished Love in WWE on Hulu, which was good. Oh, that's the one with Montez Ford and Bianca Belair, I believe, right? Or I'm sorry, I don't want to misquote it. It's essentially another version of like the Miz and Mrs. Except with different wrestlers. Hey, Pastor. Hey, what's up, brother Mike? I hope you're doing a phenomenally good job today with being happy, blessed, and full of joy. Man, I decided to hop on today and do a little fun hangout before I go get the kids. Speaking of the kids, I'm blown away. I'm blessed. I'm grateful. My son, he officially he made a commitment to the Air Force yesterday. He's in a pre-entry program within high school, and his goal is, as soon as he graduates, is to go into the Air Force Academy. My son is he's a part of the National Honor Society. He's a part of the ROTC program. He is one of the top cadets within the state of South Carolina. He is an extremely motivated young man that realizes that the only people or persons that are going to give him what he wants out of life is him. And it's like I tell him, I said that I can lead by example, but ultimately you have to take that leap of faith and you have to bust your butt to get what you want out of life. And I'm so happy that he's taken that to heart. I really, really, really have. Thank you so much, Mike. I do appreciate it. It has blown me away. It is one of my proudest moments in life. To hear the fact that my son has said, "Hey, Dad, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make you proud. I'm going to make Mom proud." And the thing is that, and that goes back to the whole thing, like with what I was talking about, with how sometimes, like with that depression, it really tries to convince you that you're not doing a good job. But I want to let you know, guys, that I have those constant reminders with those victories, like with my son yesterday, that I am doing a good job. And you know what? It makes me feel good. The sacrifices that I make, the sacrifices that my wife makes, it makes all the difference. And I want to let people know that regardless of what I'm going through personally, like within my faith, or with other things, I just want to let you know that I'm not a terrible person. I'm not an evil person. I'm gonna let people know right now that it really frustrates me that I have flight when go Air Force. Amen, my brother. I have individuals that have reached out to me after I posted on Twitter that, like, honestly, going through like my process of deconstruction, like within my faith, I don't fully believe in full blown Christianity. And the thing is that it's funny how the individuals that claim that they're the most tolerant and loving, they're the first to attack you and shun you to damnation whenever it is not of their liking. And it's either so for me, I just want to let people know it's like my journey to go down. It is my journey to go with. And the fact is that I'm not going to pass judgment on others. I'm going to love people no matter what. And it's like I tell people, I have the ability to separate differences within individuals and still be friends with them. Like for me, for example, I've said this before. One of like my best friends, his name's Tim Giuliani. I would take a bullet for him. Literally, he's a diehard conservative. You guys know my perspectives. I'm more on the progressive side. I would take a bullet for him. It's so much love for him that a little secret for you guys. If something were to happen to me and my wife, the kids would go to him and his wife. That's how much love and respect I have for him. But like I said, I'm able to separate those little differences within the individuals so it won't ruin the relationship that we have. So I encourage people, stop hanging out in like your little echo chambers and be willing to be accepting and open to different ideas, because not everybody that is outside of your echo chamber is evil. So for me, like I said, I'm going through a journey right now, and honestly, for the most part, I have never been more content. I've never been more happy. And the fact is that the victories keep coming. The victories keep coming. Hold on. Have you heard the song "Promise to Live by Disciple"? I have not actually, Warren. But I but I'll definitely check it out. I really, really will. And once again, just because I have this differing view doesn't mean that I think less of other people. And for the people that have reached out to me and said that they're disappointed because I inspired them with their walk, like with their faith, don't take it as you wasting your time. Take it as stuff that I've learned and that you can add to yours. Because ultimately, which I'm a firm believer that there's no such thing as wasted time whenever it comes to stuff that you can add to your life. Because listening to like a Christian, you can learn something. Listening to like a Muslim, listening to an atheist, listening to a Buddhist, you can learn something from them that you can add to your life. I promise you. Don't think that you're wasting your time. And like I said, people, that's why you got one mouth and two ears, because like you're meant to listen more than you speak. Will you be attending any drag shows in the near future? Honestly, Mike, I have a few friends that are local drag queens here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And I, depending on my schedule, I don't know, I might. I mean, and the thing is that I know some people, they're not going to be happy with what I say about this, but this is the God honest truth. I have no issues with drag queens, because this is the thing, once again, about echo chambers and just listening to nonsensical, regurgitated garbage that has no kernel of truth whatsoever. When it comes, just because somebody is a drag queen doesn't mean that they're a groomer, or a pedophile, or whatever you think that they are. And the fact is that 98% of the ones that I've met are wonderful, amazing people that have a outlet that they go through that they want to express themselves with. And if they feel like dressing up like a woman is that way, and that's the way that they can express their own personal truth, whether you agree with it or not, I have no issues with it, because you know what? They're not harming other people. So the thing is that I know some people, like I said, like they're not going to be happy with me saying that, but the fact is instead of judging from afar, actually get to know people and get to know their heart. What's the saying? Walk a mile in their shoes before you pass judgment. Um, and I know for me that I've really been learning that lately. One of my one of the people that have one of the people in my life, they recently, extremely close to me actually, they have recently cut off contact with me. And it really bothers me. But the fact is that I know that they're wrapped up in stuff that they feel is their personal truth that they need to fight for. And I hope one day that they can come around and we could seek reconciliation. I really do, because I know uh, holding grudges, feuds, being angry. I mean, it's not good for anybody. It's not. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I'll bet some of your fellow Christians have a problem with that sort of thing. They do. They do. I mean, and like I said, I mean, which everybody, they're entitled to their opinion. And like there's certain things to where they are things like they could be questionable, but ultimately, most things, if they're done at an adult club, and you got to be 18 or older to go, and like there's no children, I would say to each their own. And the thing is that, like I said, I'm not going to pass judgment, because ultimately I'm not those individuals. I don't know their hearts. I don't know their intent. But I respect everybody's perspectives and their views. So, John says, but most of these drag shows sexualize children and allow them to perform. That's not good stuff there. John, like I said, I mean, you got your perspective, which I respect. And if you see something that I don't, then maybe I do need to look into it deeper. Which I am always open to new ideas, and I'm always open to new perspectives. So I mean, okay, which I'll take that in. To each their own with provolone. There you go, my friend. I love that. And the thing is that for me, like I said, I'm grateful and blessed. Just everything that's been going on. A spoil of blessings, a spoil of riches.
Hey, did you do the thing yet?
Hold on. For what, baby? Sweetie, I'm on air right now. What's up?
Hello?
Yes, baby. I'm on air. What's up?
Did you do the thing?
Do what? Baby, I'm on air right now.
Oh, okay.
All right. Love you. So yeah, but the thing is that I just in general, guys. I mean, I respect that everybody has their own separate views, like their own separate values, and I know that we all have the ability to come together. And the thing is that um, for the people that have messaged me too, whenever it comes to like my when it comes to like my kitty cat pictures, thank you so much. Like that means so much to me. And you know what? You talk about the ability for us to come together and for us to unite regardless of what side we're on, and like our differing ideologies and races or whatever. I mean, the fact is that um which is kind of like with like my cats, which it's funny, Scout and Sir King Fluffy. Okay, the funny part about it is that last year for like my birthday, which I wanted like a new dog, and the funny part about it is that whenever I we went to like the local humane society, I thought that that it was the one for like the local dogs, right? Which I was wrong. It was actually the cat shelter. So like the first one that I saw, his name was Scout. He is a 5 year old. Um, um, crap, I forgot the name of him. I forgot the name of the breed. I'm blanking here, guys. I'm sorry. But I fell in love with them. I love at first sight. So I adopted him, and it's crazy because like the older that I get, that oh, John said Scout is perfect. Oh my goodness, yes, sir. I agree 1,000%. Scout is amazing. Um, and it's crazy because for me, like the older I get, like the less materialistic I am. Like honestly, I'm grateful for a roof over my head. I'm grateful that the bills are paid. I'm grateful for opportunities, and I'm grateful for experiences. Like right now, I'm just looking for experiences and full contentment, you know? And for me, I and just people to share it with, and people and fur babies and all that. So Scout, whenever like we first adopted him, I fell in love with him. He was extremely standoffish with me at first. Apparently, he was abused. So like the thing is that he was one of those cats where you kind of had to gain his trust. So for like the first few months, which I would try my best to approach him, he would always scurry away. But I would feed him. I would love him from afar. And I thought the cat hated me. Honestly, I did. And I told my wife over and over, you know what, sweetie, I'm going to love him more than he hates me. And she's like, you know what? Maybe that might work, because ultimately, whenever like you gain like a cat's trust, that trust is for life. And so like basically what happened was eventually like one day Scout, he started to get he's he went from like just completely being distant from me to like he can't stop following me, and he can't stop he he's always hopping on me. He won't let me hold him, but he will lay on my lap, and he will let me pet him, and just we just spend that time together. It's so peaceful, and it's so amazing. And the thing is that I was so upset that Scout was essentially ghosting me, that I told my wife, let's just go to the shelter again, which I know I can't replace Scout. This is going to sound evil, guys. I'm sorry. But I wanted another cat. So I'm like, well, hopefully this cat will love me more. And which I know is a silly thought process. And basically what happened was we went back, and my wife, she discovered a Norwegian forest cat named Sir King Fluffy, and absolutely amazing, beautiful, wonderful cat. And whenever he was brought in, he was actually it really bothered me, because apparently the person that turned him in literally covered him with carpet cleaner. So his coat was matted, and he was in pitiful shape. He had like an eye infection, everything. Um, and it really broke my heart. And I'm like, you know what? Let's take him. And what even broke my heart even more was speaking to the people that volunteer there. They even said to me that normally once cats get past the age of 3, the likelihood of them being adopted is drastically reduces. And the thing is, I just tell people, even older cats have love to give. And the thing is that for me, I know that no matter how bad of a day I'm having, which I work overnights, so normally like my regular shift is from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. Um, no matter what, I come home and they're normally standing at the door waiting for me, looking up at me, just anxious to give me love, that unconditional love. And that right there, of course, since the kids are asleep too, I can't really wake them up and hug them and be like, I love you so much. Um, they're a constant reminder that negativity and that nonsense that I really take to heart and I shouldn't, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, guys. Focus on what you can, control what you can. Be grateful for the gifts you've been given. Work hard at them and be aware that you got gifts that other people don't have, which makes your purpose even more important. Because this world, like a giant, massive puzzle, we all have our own pieces that we're adding to like this big picture. And I just wish we could do it more peacefully and more loving and more respectfully. And the thing is that I really want everybody to do that. And like my cats, like I said, they don't care. They don't care whether I'm rich, poor, black, white. They don't care who I vote for. They don't care who my favorite wrestler is. They don't care about none of that. They just want to love me. And it's just, I want that so badly for this world. They show me what we can be, and yet we claim, being humans, that like we're superior and that we know best. I tell people, especially with pets and with children, they can teach you a lot more than you give them credit for. And I've learned so much from my kids. I've learned so much from my pets. And it's made me such and it's made me wiser, and it's made me a better person. And just, I'm grateful. I really, really am. And what you call it? I just want to say too, a little inside baseball with you guys. With everything that's going on with the Retro Wrestling Revival, from the bottom of my heart, and I know I speak for John, thank you so much for your support. Our goal is to have 10,000 followers by the end of the year. We're at 6,500 right now. I'm blown away. John's blown away. Richie's blown away. Like, we're grateful. And we just want to bring joy and happiness through our passion for professional wrestling. Ultimately, like with what I want to do here, with bringing people together just to have fun discussions and realize we have more in common than we realize that we have more in common than we give ourselves credit for, and we can build on that so we can have strong bonds. Me and John and Richie, we use wrestling as a pathway, so to speak, to that as well. Like I said, guys, it's for fans by fans, and like I'm gonna let you guys know too that I'm gonna be will I still be doing content going forward within like the next few months. I will, but I'm not going to be doing it as much. I'm not going to be doing it as frequently, because with what happened with the recent with like my recent manic episodes, I've really realized that I need to do more self-care, that I can be more of a benefit and more of a blessing to the individuals around me if I take care of myself better. And the fact is that it's okay to admit, hey, I need to slow down, I need to take a break, and I need to get my batteries refreshed and seek a little bit of help on the side. There's nothing wrong with that. Whether that help is just talking to a friend and just having those conversations on like a daily basis, just to keep you, just to help you keep your head up. I encourage every person out there to recognize when it's time to just pause and hit the brakes. Um, Me and John, we were talking like a few nights ago. Once again, like a little bit of inside baseball here, and he recommended for me like to slow down and just focus on me. And he suggested me just he's and John means this with nothing but love, which I love John to death. I do. He's literally one of my brothers. And he said to me, Chris, my suggestion would just start focusing on daily habits and and focus on just doing the same things over and over and over, and just with those habits you'll develop a sense of organization like within yourself, and by doing so, when things come up you can ultimately you can handle them better, and like you won't break down as quick. Essentially that's what he said. And you know what, I'm doing that. I'm going to be seeing somebody every single week. Like we're going to talk, and I'm going to get where I need to be. Now he suggested me going to he once again. John means well, and I understand where he's coming from. He said for me like to go cold turkey on social media. I love him to death, but I can't do that. Will I slow down? Yes, I definitely will. But the thing that I'm going to do, like to substitute not going cold turkey, is cutting out negativity that could lead to me having a mindset that could potentially trigger another episode. Me being aware of, hey, this might lead me to being in like a bad mood that could put me within like a perspective that could trigger me. You know what? I am all for that, and that's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start watching out more with what I take in, with what I view, and if I deem it as something that can't add to my life, I'm going to cut it out. I'm sorry, and that goes for other people. Sometimes people need to be loved from a distance. So, like, I'm just going to let everybody know out there, and you know who you are. The ones that are kind of on like a seesaw. If you're not going to add positivity to my life, I'm going to cut you out and love you from a distance. I cannot afford not to do that, because honestly, I got a wife and kids, and they need me. And I'm not going to be that freaking Ferrari with blown out tires driving on the rims, going down the road 100 miles an hour, and you got sparks flying. I could be the fastest car on the road, theoretically, because of my engine. But if those tires ain't there, then I ain't going anywhere long term. So you know what? I'm going to recharge and refocus. And I'm so grateful that I have John. Honestly, brother, I love you to death. Thank you so much for checking in on me. And Mike, I want to say this too from the bottom of my heart. I do. You do check on me too. Justin, you check on me. Daniel, you check on me. Um, Jeremy, I can go on and on, guys. For every single person that checks on me, it means the world to me because it's a reminder. Hey, keep on fighting, keep kicking ass, keep doing what you're doing, and I want nothing but joy, peace, and happiness for everybody. I do. And I like I said, going forward with the Inspired Show, I just want this to be more of like a laid back format, and we're just gonna have like casual conversations, and just shoot the shit, and I'm just gonna shoot, and just speak from the heart because like normally on my shows I have basic layouts of what I'm going to talk about, but you know what, going forward we're just going to do this format. I love this. I like the fun conversations here. um and guys, it was so bad when it came to me dealing with like my overwhelming thought process of negativity because of like my manic episodes that I literally I had the freaking you guys know that I'm open and honest. I'm I John's never done anything to me that I've ever been able to question and say, hey, um what's up with that? He's always been 100 with me. He's always been upfront with me, and if he's made a mistake, he's always apologized right away. Um, and guys, depression screws with you so bad that you get crazy thoughts in your head. And for me, the thing that scared me about admitting that I need to slow down is that I was scared that I was going to lose the radio show. And the thing is that I was scared that I was going to be replaced. I was scared that all that stuff. So that's why I was kind of like, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't slow down. I have to continue. And you know what? I'm glad that now I have a clear mind and that it's ultimately for the best because we're going to do a short-term sacrifice for like a long-term gain. I'm going to slow down and I'm going to take a break for like a bit. So long term, we can kick ass harder than ever. And you know what? That's what I'm going to do. I really, really appreciate every single person. Once again, like the messages, the love, the positivity. And really quick before I go, I just want to say this right now about getting along and just being nice to each other and being accepting. My daughter, she has such a wonderful heart. She's such a sweet young lady. She will do anything in the world to put a smile on your face. And like lately, it's been breaking my heart because I've been hearing stories about her being bullied. Thankfully, we got that squared away now. But the fact is that I could have easily reacted when it came to her bully and just had like the perspective like we're gonna drop hellfire and brimstone on this person and like she's gonna not know what's gonna hit her. Or I could have done what I did and just been the grown adult and realized that clearly there's issues within this child's life that reflect why they're behaving in the manner that they're behaving. And like a lot of that's got to go back to parenting. I get it. Kids, they can be assholes, they can be cruel, they can be mean, but 99% of parenting is to blame for children that are in school for how they behave. I don't give a damn what you say. My parents, they weren't perfect, but they were phenomenal. There was not 1 second in my life where I ever questioned whether they loved me or whether they didn't believe in me. I know for a fact that my parents, they believed in me every step of the way, regardless of my disabilities and regardless of my doubts. They were always there for me. And and I know what a big difference that made in my life because look at my kids. The way my parents were reflected how I turned out, and it reflected how my kids are. So I just tell people parenting is essential, man. And the thing is that I tell people as well, it's not your job to be your kid's buddy or pal or best friend. I know some people, they're not gonna like me saying this, but that's a big reason why we're in the predicament we're in with so many kids, especially Gen Zers, that have no respect, no discipline, and they think that they freaking run the roost. And believe me, I see plenty of them working at Wally World. And the fact is that my dad, he had a simple philosophy with me, which it really pissed me off at first because I thought that he was being extremely cold-hearted with me, but ultimately it made me love him more. He said to me that it's not my job to be your best friend. It's my job to be your parent. It's my job to make sure that you're not a menace to society. The only thing that you're owed is a roof over your head, food in your stomach, clothes on your back, and love from me and your mother. That is it. The rest of it, you're going to have to earn. And you earn it by working hard in school. You earn it by showing respect to others and respect to me and your mother, doing your chores, and just being a decent human being. And it really, really, I mean, simple, but very effective. Um, and me, him being that way made it whenever we did become friends after right after I got married, uh, even better. It made me love him more. It made me appreciate him more. He said to me that the moment you can prove to me that you can care for yourself, like without my help, that or like the help of your mother, and that you could prove that you can run a family successfully, or you can basically essentially run your life without calling me every 5 seconds for me to bail you out, then we can become friends. One day we were sitting down. Um, my dad made some chicken and dumplings. I was drinking the sweet tea. We were having some chicken and dumplings, and this was at me and like my wife's old house. And like my dad said to me, "All right, what do you want to know?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He said, "What do you want to know? We can be friends now." And he said, "I'm so unbelievably proud of you. Um, you have succeeded beyond my expectations, and you are an amazing dad and a wonderful husband. So now I can let my guard down and we can be friends, but recognize I will always be your dad first." So being able to get to know the man and really just break down why he is the way he is, what he's gone through with his experiences, his traumas, his successes, his failures, made me understand him in a way that I never did before. And it made me love him even more. And it made me realize that the sacrifices that he made, he put himself out so many times, and I just completely didn't realize it. I just really want people to know that bullying can be prevented, and it all starts with parents giving a shit. Stop. Stop being lazy. Actually take time to be involved in your kid's life. Stop having those little cell phones, those tablets, and all that nonsense. Raise your kids. Stop having people like the Kardashians be the role models for your children, or uh, that are freaking that are Gypsy Blanchard or whatever the hell her name is. It's sad that we live in a world where you have people that have literally murdered other people and they're celebrated and they're millionaires. Um, excuse me? And also, we live in a world where you have the Kardashian family. Mind you, Robert Kardashian, he Robert Kardashian was the lawyer for O.J. Simpson. He helped O.J. Simpson get away with murder. Facts are facts, guys. DNA evidence, everything. And then, so like the Kardashians were first famous for that. Then like with Kim, she made a sex tape, and then it all turned into a reality show, and essentially they're famous just for existing. And they're making millions, and you have so many of these young ladies, these little girls, looking up to them, thinking that they're the representation of what a real woman should be, when in fact, all their stuff is completely manufactured. So I tell people, don't let people like that be the role models for your kids. You be the role models. You set the example. And I'm fortunate that I can honestly say that I didn't come from a broken home. I feel bad for the people that have. But I realize too, I mean, and that makes that makes it more difficult. And I can't relate to that because ultimately I can't speak for situations that I've never been through. But the thing is that for the individuals that come from broken homes and still make it out and still are kick-ass human beings, kudos to you, because it's kind of like my wife. She is an amazing human being. And hold on a second, Mr. Adam Demoy. Most bullies don't have a two-parent household, so you're sort of right. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that, and I hope and pray that you're having a great day today. Um, and the fact is that for me, I really don't know. Just in general, when it comes down to it, I when it comes to like my wife, it's a miracle that she turned out as wonderful as she did. Because the fact is that um, her mother, she don't like me anyways, because I'm extremely blunt with her. The fact is that my mother-in-law she's in dire straits like with her health, and yet she still treats everybody like garbage. She treats everybody like servants, and that they need to bow down to her and they need to take her crap. And the fact is that my wife, her mother, no matter what my wife did growing up, it wasn't good enough. She was too stupid. She was too slow. She didn't work hard enough. It was always something to bring my wife down. My wife got pregnant with our son at 18, and my mother-in-law treated her as if she was a 13-year-old giving birth. While my wife at the time was a freaking store manager for Sonic. I mean, the fact is that it boggles my mind. My wife was an overachiever on every single thing that she's ever done. And the fact my kids are as wonderful as they are, you got to give her credit where it's due. She's a big part of that. And the fact is that despite her shitty upbringing, she didn't let that affect her love and her duty as a mother. I admire that greatly. My mom, similar situation where she was abused by my grandfather, physically and emotionally, in multiple ways. And she like my grandmother, she was the same exact type like my mother-in-law is. Nothing my mom did was good enough. She was too fat, she was too ugly, she was too stupid, this, that, the other. Even though like my mother, she was a freaking she was going to college to be like a paralegal. And like she was extremely bright, extremely smart, and she was an amazing mother. My mother struggled with drug addiction when it comes like to pain pills because of the trauma that she suffered during her childhood, partially, and also because she had Crohn's disease. So I mean, the fact is that, and despite her issues, she never let that get in the way of her parenting when it came to me and my brother, because her love for me and her love for my brother was greater than her struggle and her hurt from other people. And my wife's the same exact way. So I tell people, you can overcome it. It's how bad do you want it? Do you want to repeat the cycle within your own kids? Or do you want to be like some families to where literally they've been given every advantage and they've had good parents, and yet still the kids wait, hold on. They've had every advantage, and yet still the kids, they're not grateful, they're not appreciative. I mean, just in general, I just tell people, just do your best, work hard, bust your ass, be respectful, and realize that we are all in this together. And which I'm a millennial. I was born in 1988. I'm gonna say this right now: millennial aged parents, you need to step your shit up. You need to do better, because ultimately these Gen Zers, they're gonna be running this country one day. Hell, like they're gonna be running this world, and they're not always gonna have a safe space to go to. I know that's not a popular thing, but also as well, we do need to be understanding that these Gen Zers, they were given circumstances that weren't too good, nor were us millennials. We were pretty much saddled with the bull crap with freaking 9/11. We've been saddled with extreme financial volatility when it comes to like the home buyer market, when it comes to like the leadership, everything. I mean, believe me, it hasn't been easy for us either. But do what my mom did. Don't let your past scars and like your past traumas stop you from doing what you need to do. I had my scars, I've had my traumas, and I'm not going to let that affect me and stop me from being a good dad and stop me from being a good husband. The fact is that I could have let the fact that I have neck and spine issues, I have a speech impediment, I um, have mental health issues. I could have let that all be giant excuses and stop me from doing what I'm here to do, but I'm not going to do it, guys. So I encourage you, take that perspective. Even if you've been feeling sorry for yourself, use today as a starting point, whatever you want to call it, a starting opportunity to say no more. Because if my kids see me play woe is me, I'm the victim, then they're going to copy that, and they're going to think that's the way they should act. So, guys, no more victim mentality. It is time to step up, lead by example, and be proud of what you leave, meaning the representation of your kids. Because what's going to happen is once you're gone, the only reflection of you that's going to exist is them. And do you want people, once you're gone, to think, oh my God, what the hell is wrong with their parents? Or do you want them to look back and be like, hey, wait a minute, They must have had some really strong parents that loved them, that cared for them, and that really wanted them to succeed. All right, here we go, Mr. Adam here. It's amazing that more people have been abused at a young age, haven't grown up, and Adam, I'm trying to have a serious discussion here, brother. All right. The fact is that bottom line, I just want people to step up, do the take their responsibilities seriously, and if you put yourself in a position to have something occur, and you recognize that there's consequences that go along with those actions, be willing to either recognize those consequences before you take those actions, or be man enough or woman enough to go with those consequences and deal with them when they come. That's what we need to start doing, ladies and gentlemen. So, speaking of actions, I got to get ready to go get my kids. And for me, it's one of the biggest joys of my job now, because honestly, the cool part about me doing night shift is that I can actually see my kids every day. Normally, when I used to work like my old shift during the day, literally by the time I would leave for work, they would be in school. But by the time I would come home, they would be in bed, and I didn't get much time with them. So working the night shift, it's afforded me the opportunity, the exact opposite. So I'm grateful. I'm going to soak in every single moment. And I encourage you guys to do that as well. So like I said, I'm not perfect. I know some people don't like me because of my perspectives, but ultimately I am who I am, and I'm not going to apologize for that. There's going to be certain things that you guys are going to hear or read that you might find you might find crazy or inappropriate. Bottom line, I'm going to own up to it. If it's true, I'll own up to it. So I got no shame, guys. No shame in this game. I am who I am, and I'm laying myself out for everybody to see. And hopefully through like my experience, my journey, the good, the bad, the happy, the sad, the glad, the mad, I can inspire some people to live their best lives as well. Ultimately, live your truth. There's only one of you out there for each individual when it comes to your originality and how you're made. Stop trying to be like other people. Stop trying to be another version of somebody else. Be the first version of you. And realize that there's so much freeing. There's a feeling of sweet freedom in that, guys. So I love you. I gotta go, and like I said, going forward, I'm gonna anybody that, long story short on this, negativity, I'm gonna cut out, and if I gotta love people from a distance, then so be it. But if you want to add positivity to my life, I will gladly accept it, just like currency, baby. Wait, hold on. Maybe I need to start another GoFundMe. I gotta think of another scam, guys. If you have any ideas, let me know. I will gladly take them into consideration, because I'm kind of with like the new house I'm buying, I'm going to have to add some really nice furniture and accessories. I would love a hot tub. So guys, if you have any fake illnesses that I could pull off really well, let me know. I'll gladly take them up. Anyways, I'm just joking, guys. I love you. Thank you so much for your for listening, if you will. But I hope and pray that you guys hold on. Rob Kerr, hey brother, I hope you're having a phenomenal night, man. Night, day, wherever you're at, know what you're doing. I hope you're happy, healthy, and blessed. You came at like the last minute, brother. Which I got to go pick up my kids. But you know what? You gave me an idea. I think I'm going to do like a weekly show where I give some of the news, if you will, and give my perspective. Who knows? I might do it later tonight. So, guys, I got to go get my kids. I love you. And hold on. Thank you, Sam Walton. Sam Walton was a phenomenal man, and he ran a hell of a business. So the fact is that I am greatly benefiting from the way he set things up, and I got no complaints at all. I get paid very well. Uh, can I play the piano for us? Honestly, not right now, my friend. I gotta get going, but I can. Which I'm terrible on the piano, but I can play London Bridge. I can do Mary Has a Little Lamb, and I could do like okay. Anyways, like that ain't very descriptive, but you guys, I love you. Have a safe, blessed, joyous, and a wonderful day. Be good to each other. All right, all right. Hold on. I just don't want to get copyright stricken right now because of the formats I'm on right now, brother. Maybe later. All right. I love you guys. Bye.